He goes by many names. Evan McMillan, the Trapper. Jason Voorhees' biggest fan, the Trapper. But we all know him as the Trapper. I think this video needs little to no introduction. We all know of the Trapper's consistent state in DBD, with many others already putting their attempts on this platform to reach someone at Behavior's headquarters to give the beloved man on the box a chance for at least one night out of D tier. Many of the changes I will suggest here aren't something you haven't already heard from others or couldn't thought of it yourself. Still, Odstava, like the DBD streamer, wasn't able to convince Behavior enough to buff the Trapper. So maybe I will. I will not point the gun at you again in this video, so better subscribe. First up, Trapper starts with all of his traps at the beginning. DBD is a game that just gets faster and faster with every patch, and Trapper cannot keep up with the game's pacing. There is not really a strong enough argument that I've came along suggesting this change to be a bad idea. That Trapper needs to not only collect, but also set up his power, which is not a Skull Merchant drone, and just doesn't have any reach whatsoever. Like, the bear traps are not vacuums sucking a survivor in or something, and players are just wasting time collecting and setting up bear traps that once he's done, the end game collapse happened and the 4 Steve guards are teabagging at the exit gates before the Trapper player had even a chance of getting into chase. On top of that, I would go so far and let him recall his disarmed traps. Traps that are armed, the Trapper has to pick up manually, still having that aspect of getting to claim your power to him. Now, to a change that might be controversial, setting up traps from a distance. I could imagine something like a charge-up mechanic similar to Nurse or Pinhead. Instead of teleporting, he can let the entities set up a trap for him already activated. This action will come with a long cooldown, though, as using it too often will ruin the character's identity. This ability would not just help him set up bear traps across the map faster, I can think of it as a chase tool as well. If you know where a survivor is heading, you can instead use this ranged setup to put a hold on them if they are not careful. Next up is also a controversial take, but I've seen a lot, including Pixelbush, talking about this idea, and it's making his iridescent stone add-on base kit with slight adjustments. On top of something like a time-ticking audio cue when a trap is about to rearm itself, I would though also apply a visual cue. The entity's orange glow effect will engulf the bear trap more and more before rearming itself. Then the glowing goes away. Now let's discuss on how to make the traps a little more effective and also remove the luck-based element. You cannot balance around RNG. Behavior made most of Nemi's add-ons centered around his zombies when you have zero control over them, and not even a pattern to go by on how they move. It also doesn't help that they get stuck all the time. An 8-second animation with skill checks similar to Doctor's Madness Tier 3 is what I would suggest to get out of a bear trap instead. Failing at skill check, well, puts you back on 8 seconds. Once the survivor escaped though, the bear trap's effect still lasts on for a bit. In real life, getting caught in a bear trap is the equivalence of having a disabled limb. Sure, DBD isn't known for its realism, yet why not give the "oh fuck" moment more to it? After escaping a bear trap, the survivor suffers from 10% hindered for 20 seconds. This will also make the traps more effective across wider distances from the Trapper, as he is able to catch up more effectively this way. Also, yes, when an already injured survivor walks into a bear trap, it should apply deep wound on them. Speaking of walking into traps, make this add-on base kit. It's an outdated mechanic which gets abused by survivors who know that they can safely walk onto a trap when they don't step into its center, which is just pure body shaming, not gonna lie. Since the anti-tunneling changes have been put on ice again, the suggestion of certain members in the community for a future return to an anti-tunnel initiative came down to cooldown refreshments, which can be applied to this version of the Trapper indeed, but my initial idea for unique hook bonuses to him looked different. On a unique hook, the Trapper will, yes, refresh the cooldown of his ranged setup, but also rearm all of his disarmed bear traps immediately. With the ability to recall your bear traps, there wouldn't be a point of giving them all back after a unique hook, making your bear traps ready again instead of reclaiming and going over the map to position them once more. Seems far more effective in this version. If I have to balance it out with nerfs, I would reduce the maximum capacity of his bear traps by, I don't know, 5 to 6 bear traps? You can set up bear traps far more effectively than ever before, so having 8 of them might be a bit of overkill at this point. I would also support the sabotaging action making a return, but it should only apply specifically if the survivor is capable of committing the sabotage action, which would kill a bear trap for a while until it reappears in the trapper's inventory. At this point, it's getting more and more unlikely behavior will ever make Trapper something more than just the beginner killer who needs to sit all alone in the bottom of D tier, having others being put next to him, but knowing they won't stay there. Skull merch! So all we can do is hope that one day our cries for the betterment of this guy will be heard and something gets being done to bring him up the ladder. God, I want ladders in DBD. So I would encourage everyone else with a voice and a YouTube channel to make their attempt reaching out to the headquarters, telling them that the Trapper needs some love. That's it from me, and don't get lost.